can't let bygones be bygones.
Where do I go? What must I do if I can't live without love? Thinking of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, those of you tuning in on thatchannel.com, as promised, we are coming at you yet again live from the studios here in Toronto to bring you random rants and requests live on the air. So if you have requests, if you have topics for rants, if you have songs you'd like to hear played, you can Facebook us on thatchannel.com's Facebook page. Just look us up, thatchannel.com. You can also hook up with Lalo Redhawk, again on Facebook, or myself, but I didn't take the time to bring my computer out here, so yeah, don't look for me right now. So it's just after 5 o'clock, and we're going to try and get this show on the road. Lalo, take it away.
Okay, everybody, it is Random Rants and All Request Show right now live. Glad that you're tuning in with us again. We had a great show yesterday, and although a few technical difficulties, but I think it's really important that regardless of whether or not we make mistakes or whatever happens, that we just go ahead with things. Now, I am going to do, first of all, some Plus One news in review. There are at least 114 of you out there that probably more that know that I do a little something called Plus One news in review. I started it out in the West Coast before I came here, and it's one of the reasons I came to that channel. I am addicted to Facebook, and my name is Lalo, and I'm addicted to Facebook. So Plus One News is a Facebook page. And one of the reasons I love Facebook, actually, is because I get news that comes from all over the world that Facebook friends of mine have chosen because they really meant something to them. And the reason that they posted the news wasn't just, to satisfy, commercial or corporate sponsors. So some of the things that, I'd say number one. Okay, number one in the news is, what the heck is it? Is it snow or not? And I think it's really important that we talk about this because I've been having a huge debate on Facebook about this. Widgie and I made a video last night. It is kind of going a little bit viral. It's on my Facebook page, and we've had hundreds of hits ever since we went out and we got some snow, because we saw a video of some people down in Georgia who burnt the snow. It turned black, and it gave off a horrible smell. So we did the same thing. And if you go to my Facebook page right now, Lalo Redhawk, or you go on to Plus One News, you will see us burning the snow and this horrible, awful, acrid, disgusting plastic smell coming off of it. And there's been a lot of debate because nobody wants to believe this is true. People think it's just another crazy conspiracy theory, and I am telling you right now, as a witness to this, I was shocked. I was really blown away by whatever this snow stuff supposedly is. And now I'm just going to go through some of the things that I have here on Plus One News. On the brighter side, Seattle is planning to build a new city park filled with hundreds of edible plants such as fruit trees, vegetables, plants, herbs, etc., free to anyone and everyone. And that's really what I needed today. Today I needed some good news. So moving right along with some of the other news items that Plus One has here, and they're probably not all good, although people do tell me that war is declining. Now, I don't know if you guys want to do some research for me on that. I'd really appreciate it because right today, I'm really feeling that war on all levels has got to stop, and I mean you. And why am I saying that? Because any kind of fight or any kind of anger or any kind of conflict that you have in your life or that I have in my life, I think we need to examine that and really remove that seed of hate or meanness or bitterness. So, of course, we have the snow stories on Plus One, and now this is a good one. We have a video. I have a video here. It's on YouTube, and it is called "I Arrested the District Attorney." Some of you might know that there is this group of people out there calling themselves freemen on the land and sovereigntists. You may not have heard all positive things about that, but there is a man who did his research, and that's what this is about. If you don't want to be a victim of the government and their unjust system, you really have to take a look at it, do some research. When you get into their courtroom, you'd be amazed what you can do. You'd be amazed at what you can do when you use their laws against them. So this young man stands up in court. He's got everything figured out. He knows the numbers of every law. He's shooting it at them. He's got all of his paperwork. And essentially what he does is he does make a citizen's arrest of the prosecuting attorney in the courtroom. They had to shut the whole thing down. They had to waylay everything. It's amazing, and it's on YouTube, and it's called "I Arrested the District Attorney." It's amazing. I have some more news stories for you here on Plus One News. The next one is called People Power, and it says here the entire Ukraine government, including its prime minister, has resigned following 2 months of protests. Now, there's some good news for you. Canada has kind of woken up since Harper has gotten in, and we might have a lot of bad things to say about him, but I think Harper is a really good thing, because Harper has taught Canadians to have some critical analysis about politics in their country instead of going, we have a great international reputation. I'm not going to think about what we're doing at home. Everyone out there thinks we're nice. We are nice. But we also have to speak up, and I think this news from the Ukraine gives us a reason to speak up. Now, I personally am giving up fighting in all forms of war, but that's just a personal vow that I actually took today, because I watched a media compilation of people all over the planet who are protesting. I saw elder women with blood coming out of their heads. I saw gay people having things doused on them and then them being beaten. I saw so many horrible things today, everybody out there, that I was crying. I was like crying, really, for real crying. And so I'm wondering, what can I do? And I actually had a little counsel with an elder here, and his name is Jimmy Dick, and he's actually going to be on the Liquid Lunch show next week. An amazing elder, and I talked to him about how sad I was about war. And I would just like to say that, for everybody that knows me, I have made a vow, and it really doesn't matter what you say to me, what you say about me, or what you do. I'm not going to get defensive, and I'm not going to let any seeds of bitterness or hate be planted in this body anymore. It seems maybe that's not much, but that's what I'm going to do. We have another story here. It's a very sad story, and I think it's important that we get these sad stories because, my tears kind of inspired me personally, and I hope you cry. I hope you cry for good reasons. I have another story here. It says, Ottawa forced to turn over reports of electric chair use in residential schools. There is a video on YouTube, and the title of that video is Ottawa Forced to Turn Over Reports of Electric Chair Use at Residential School. And this lovely young Indigenous woman decided to do a school report, and her report was going to be on residential schools, and she spoke to an elder, and he said that at St. Anne's residential school, they sat the children in the electric chair. They hooked up this chair to an electric fence that they were using to keep their cattle in, and he describes it as them electrocuting the children for their own amusement, watching the children's arms and legs jump up from the electric shock, and that they laughed. So at this point, we really need to work hard to be proud to be human, because that little story is not helping us much, is it? I have another story here that I plunked from Chief Daryl Bob's page, and this one says Fukt. It's spelled F-U-K-E-D, so you can pronounce it any way you like. And it says white goo everywhere, creepy white stuff in Alaskan salmon. All of this is asking a much bigger question, isn't it? The much bigger question is, are we really going to hell in a handbasket? And if we are you just going to sit by and do nothing? I really hope not. I have another story here, and what does it say? It says it's the end of the world. And this is a song that's been posted by Widgie, and it's the end of the world as we know it. And I hope it is. I really do. I hope it's the end of the world of hate. The world of hate. Let's get rid of it. And here's another story about that world of hate that we live in, that we don't have to live in, but truly, if it is that we are all connected, then any connection that comes out from us really needs to be free of hate, free of abuse, free of harm. And this is a traffic report on human trafficking. So human trafficking was reported in all 50 states last year. So in the US, and I'm going to assume that is true for all 10 provinces in Canada. And you don't, and that's Nahum's just going by. Nahum is going to be on this Random Rants Plus One News and All Review show a little bit later. He's going to tell you about what's going on at that channel, because we are live in the studios at thatchannel.com. And there's a whole bunch of new stuff going on here. Some kind of new energy. Apparently some crazy brown woman from the West Coast has plunked herself down here, and she won't shut up, and she just won't stop doing stuff. There seems to be nothing anyone can do about it. That's me. Now, we have another report here, and it says here, what is that? The dirty fucking hippies were right. Yes, they were. You know, there's two kinds of dirt, people. Clean dirt and dirty dirt. Okay? Now, your clean dirt comes from your earth mother, and when you sit down on the ground and you get that clean dirt on you, it's good. You can even eat that dirt. It's awesome. And then there's dirty dirt. And that is the kind of stuff that gets stuck to your skin when you walk out downtown in the city, and then you get home and you feel disgusting and you want to have a shower. Dirty hippies, that's really good dirt you're talking about when you say that. Now we have a little report. Come on through, Nahum. This is awesome. Apparently Canadians are just kind of randomly verbally attacking Harper. So I have a picture here of a beautiful middle-aged Asian woman, and it says, "Watch, protester heckles lying scumbag Harper." And, you know, you've got to give Harper credit. You really do. Because, you know, there's not that many ways to find, ways to get Canadians to say things like, "Hey, you lying scumbag." But I think we're all happy to say that sort of thing now. So thank you. Thank you, Harper. That's great. What else have we got here? This is interesting. And I'll just let you, decide what you will from this. It's a newspaper headline, and it says, "Church closes food bank because it attracts poor people." Okay. All right. That's yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what to say. What am I going to close here with? I think I will close with a feel-good story, except I actually want you to feel bad and cry. Keep that in mind. I want you to cry because crying's motivating, okay? It's just as motivating as anything else. It says here, 5 years ago, a pregnant female deer was hit outside of a Michigan family's home. The doe went into labor and gave birth before she died. Not knowing what to do with the newborn fawn, the couple asked a police officer if they could try and save it and nurse it back to health. He told them sure. She survived, the deer did, and became a pet and another member of the family. Lily sleeps on a futon, watches TV with the kids, and even plays with the dogs. in the backyard. And there's actually a picture of the deer and a cat together. After receiving a complaint, though, the Michigan Department of Natural Resources is threatening to take Lily away from the only family she's ever had. They say it's against the law to keep a wild animal as a pet. The deer has never lived in the wild, though, and if Lily fails to adjust to the natural habitat, they will put her down. Do you think the family should be able to keep Lily? Well, of course you do, or maybe you don't. Sometimes I'm really surprised at the opinions that we all have, and I wonder, you know, what is human culture? You know, who are we? And what sort of things do we naturally follow, and what is our natural inclination? I really want to ask that question, and if you want to engage me on my Facebook page or on thatchannel.com's page about what is the true nature of a human being, because I'm a little worried about what the true nature of human beings are. But before I start crying, I think we're going to play a little bit of music. Isn't that right, Widgie?
That's right.
Okay, that was Plus One News and Review. You can go on to the Plus One News and Review at thatchannel.com Facebook page and read more. I do need a rant topic, okay? I think you can see that, or maybe you can't, that my father was a lawyer and he could talk the leg, well, actually all of the legs off any given chair. So can I. I just need a topic. So if there's something you'd like me to rant about, all you need to do is go on to thatchannel.com on Facebook, on the Facebook page, and put that in there, and I'll be back. Thank you.
All right, Lalo hitting us up with a little bit of news and review. Thank you very much, Lalo. You never know what we'll find on the news. It's probably not what your standard news station is telling you. But for right now, I think I'm going to play a little Oak and Elm. I'm going to keep plugging this band because I think they're amazing. They will be showing up on the 15th here at That Channel Studios in Toronto for our Soul Explosion.
And Cluster Bump.
And the Cluster Bump. I'm sure they'll be here in time for that as well. They're going to spend the day.
Yeah, I'm gonna start making really weird voices now that I'm on the radio.
Sweet. So this is Oak and Elm Commune, Strings of Ferlinghetti. Enjoy.
remember, 'cause I don't want to forget all the things my mama taught me about love and laughter. I don't want to lose him yet. No, no, no. She taught me to sing, to take the sting out of life's misery. She taught me to smile when all the while, well, pain was all this world will bring. Yeah, and when this life is just too much to bear, I see my mother standing there and put your arms around me. And I don't want to forget, no, 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 all the things that she taught me about love and laughter and all of the joyful things in life. Well, this to me she brings. She taught me to sing, to take the sting out to life's misery. She taught me to smile when all the while the pain was all this world will bring. And when this life is just too much to bear, I see her standing there. Put your arms all around me. Put your loving arms all around me. And put your arms around. Move ahead to the place.
So that was Lalo Breathing Fire, led off by Oak and Elm, and we are coming back now to the microphone with Lalo. She's got a
Hey.
rant topic, and away we go.
You know, I checked in with the Queen of Change. You can check out her FB page. Her name is Harmony Roxy Thompson. She's an amazing young woman, and she has asked me to rant about her website and her band. And it's like, I don't think that's actually a rant topic, but I'm happy to plug her because I absolutely adore her. And if you have anything that you want me to plug, you know, if there's something you'd like the people to know out there in internet television land, then you just have to let me know. All you have to do is Facebook Lalo Redhawk or thatchannel.com. Now, I am going to jump to a conclusion, which is never a good idea, and I'm going to assume that you're sick of looking at me, right? You've been looking at me all this time. So I'm going to ask Elliot to come on over, otherwise known as Iliad. And Ilya.
Thank you.
Right, and he is giving me the new symbol for everything, and that is humility and stuff like that, and compassion. I've got some questions for you today. The first thing I want to ask you is, how do you manage nightmares? When you have a nightmare,
Well, upon awaking from a nightmare,
switch to
Can you talk right into the microphone for us today?
upon. Let me just move my chair.
We're going to turn his chair around, and everything's going to be good in a second. This is our second show, and as you can see, we are highly trained professionals here. No, we're real people just like you. And as a matter of fact, I want to invite you to come down to the studios of thatchannel.com if you're interested in doing what I'm doing, in having your own radio or video show, or if you would like to come down and talk to the unflappable Hugh Riley on his legendary Liquid Lunch show. Okay, now, never mind the nightmares thing, okay? That's not a very good topic.
Oh no, I was
You were going to go for it.
I had a great
Of course you do.
segue into it. But
Okay, so
no,
go.
go for it. No, if you want to.
No, I
if you wanna
don't.
change it up.
I-
Let's do it. You're the interviewer. It's gone. It's gone already.
Okay, it's gone. All right. So then what I think I'm going to ask you is, how do you stay grounded?
It's difficult for me to stay grounded. When I do feel that I need to stay grounded, as opposed to when I don't, which is when I'm having lots and lots of fun and going absolutely crazy, and trying to siphon the creative juices out of my being, I ground myself by thinking about the weight of my body and the earth.
Okay, well, it comes to me right now. If we want to ground ourselves, why don't we just lay on the ground? I mean, it might look funny, right? But, like, you know what I mean?
You're right.
Like, we could just, as you're walking down the street, if you're in a cafe, you know, I feel a little ungrounded. And then just lay yourself right down. Do you think that would help?
I'd imagine it depends on the person. If you're still conscious of everything around you, then it's not going to make a difference, I don't think. In the grass, yes, but there's too much concrete all around here, so...
How do you
I don't
think,
that
how
that
do you
would be
think
a
we
good
can
thing.
stop ourselves from being so conscious of everything that's around us? Do you think smoking pot would help?
I don't condone smoking pot.
Neither do I.
Where's that
So,
joke?
So, you know, we don't...
I do have a point to make about that, though. I think that when we interact with people, we become open to new ideas. We kind of force ourselves to become open to new ideas in order to feel a state of relaxation and connect.
How old are you?
22.
I'm 51, and I can tell you most people are not open to new ideas. That's my experience. I think it would be great. I think it would be great if we were. And, you know, it's really hard to listen to someone else's opinion and their thing when you've got your own thing going on in your head. This is my experience. So I came up with this little saying, I believe what you believe when you believe what you believe. What do you think of that?
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Do you think I don't believe in what I'm saying? Be honest.
I think that belief is not something that you can get from reading a book or knowing something. And I'm learning that about the whole snow thing, right? Because, you know, I actually went out, got the snow, burnt it, it went black, and it smelled funny. And nobody else can believe that because they didn't experience it. So I would just say, before you believe in something, be sure that you've experienced it. And I don't think it's up to me to decide whether or not you believe what you're saying. I will just believe whatever it is that you tell me. And I think that's a good way to be, although it may say, oh, look, what have we got here? It is the unflappable Hugh Riley. He's going by, this is like the best boss I ever had in the world. People actually get upset when I call him a boss. I think that's because Hugh's not really into the whole pyramid thing. He's more like a circle guy.
I think that humor is a big factor in belief, in lacking belief, because sometimes we listen to people's jokes and we think that they're telling the truth, and really they're just being completely and utterly absurd for the joy of, for the...
Stop talking about me like that, man. I love to be totally absurd
I
with
know,
no
but
reason at all.
it's
and
okay. You make it obvious that you're joking.
Right.
If you don't, though, then people may get confused, and then all of a sudden, we're all
alienated. I used to do that all the time. I used to constantly alienate people because I was never serious, and I was never taking myself serious. And I was like, "You're not taking me seriously," and they're like, "Yeah, we're taking you seriously." So
it's good to have a balance.
it is good to have a balance, but none of us do. Let's face it.
I think that it's always balancing itself out. I mean, what is
Now that's
balance,
different.
Really?
I believe
there's
it's
no
all
balance.
balanced.
Nothing's perfect. Nothing is balanced.
It is.
It's balancing.
Actually, every single thing in the whole entire universe is balanced. Because if it wasn't, we would not be experiencing this. It's a delicate system, and it's totally balanced, and I'm balanced and you're balanced. The only thing that isn't balanced is our ideas about balance. And the only reason that we judge people is because we don't have the bigger perception to see the bigger picture of another person's life or another person's experience, I think.
And do you think that that's a permanent thing?
I think nothing is permanent. So that brings in a whole bunch of Buddhist philosophy about impermanence and change and Taoism and stuff. And that's the hope, kids. That's the hope. Everything changes. So I'm going to thank you very much. And, again, I know you guys are going to get bored if you're just looking at me. So I am going to have guests on the show. If you'd like to be a guest on Random Rants, you just need to drop by the studios of that channel sometime around 5 o'clock. And I will sit down and basically I won't take you seriously. And I hope you won't take me seriously either, because that's not what this is about. Widgie, do we have some more music?
We certainly do.
Awesome. We're going to play some music and give you a break from the, nattering Lalo. I would like a rant topic. I'm going to check the thatchannel.com FB page now and see if there's something there. If there isn't, you better watch out, because I'm going to have to come up with my own topic for that rant. You never know what I'm going to say. Okay.
Thank you, Lalo. Thank you, Ilya. Alright, I'm gonna play for you a track by Ravel as soon as I get everything kind of sorted and situated here. This is actually turning into a sort of, call it a theme song for the building, the Umbrella Building, the Bartley Project, as we call it. And yeah, so enjoy this little tune.
Did you know that you would wake up here? Reality is oh so very different now today. And everything you thought was truly real, it doesn't matter 'cause it isn't here today. Every time I walk back through that door, reality is oh so different than it was the day before. Now I'm flying, I'm flying. Now I'm flying, I'm flying.
right, A Better Lie by Pitch Shifter. Before that, I had a little tune by Renee Ravel. That last one I was dedicating to, the 1%, Bilderberg, the government, the corporations, big oil, the list goes on. And come up with a better lie, because I don't believe your stuff.
All right.
All right, we're going to come back in now with Lalo and our guest, Nahum. So,
by the
let me
way,
pull
it
up the
is after
camera.
2:30 p.m., so you can say shit on
Yeah.
the radio.
Oh, is it
Those are the
2:30?
CRTC rules.
Right. Okay. Well, let's talk shit then. There's a whole lot of stuff. Before we talk to Nahum, I really need to address the snow thing again. We do have a video on YouTube, and it's called "Plastic Snow in Toronto Burning Black." I'm shocked. I made the video with Widgie, and a lot of people are having a big problem believing that the snow is burning and that it's giving off this horrible smell of burnt plastic. And one of the ways they're trying to debunk that is they're trying to say that the blackness is caused from the fuel in the lighter. Well, what we did last night was we took a beeswax candle, and we did the same thing, and it did the same thing. So that debunks that. And we will be making another video of the burning snow, I think, or maybe not, because it's kind of one of those things you have to experience. You probably aren't going to believe it until you have some of this bizarre snow. Now, if you go to my Facebook page, Lalo Red Hawk, you will see some videos of real snow that doesn't burn and doesn't smell like horrible burning plastic.
And if you don't believe it, try it for yourself.
Yeah, if you don't believe it, really try it for yourself. And it goes on and on, I guess. It really does. This burning snow thing is not going to go away anytime soon. But right now, Random Rants and All Requests has a guest, and our guest is Nahum Men. And where do you work, Nahum?
Here, there, and everywhere. By the way, before we get off this topic, how can we be sure that the real snow isn't fake snow, and that all snow actually turns black and smells like plastic when you burn it, and someone has fabricated snow that doesn't?
Well, the whole snow thing, it brings up tons and tons and tons of questions, because people are finding that like one of the things they're saying is just that the snow doesn't melt and it doesn't produce water. Well, the thing is the heat will in fact vaporize the snow, so maybe it doesn't melt. When we did it, it melted a little bit, but it also still had this black mark regardless of when we used the clean fuel. And now the next question is, where is this snow coming from if it's not real? And so that's anybody's guess. I don't have the answers. I just saw what I saw and did what I did.
Yeah, absolutely. It reminds me, excuse me, of actually all the buzz around the Fukushima nuclear meltdown and all of that. And I think the really interesting thing is that we don't have any context necessary to compare our findings to. Mm-hmm. So some guy goes to the beach in California with a radiation monitor and picks up this number, and the number freaks people out. But in actuality, like, nobody's on the beach every day, so we don't have like a comparison, like a graph to say that it's actually higher. Mm-hmm. So again, I didn't melt the snow, so I can't know what's going on. But
Yeah,
I like to be the devil's advocate.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in terms of the devil's advocate, there are people out there that are saying that the people like me and the people down in Georgia that actually did this, that we're doing it and that it's a fake, and that we're just putting it out there and that we faked the whole thing. Well, I can tell you something. It's all real. And so is the story about the burning snow. I'm that channel.com is impeccable. Okay, so we're not going to put anything out there that's fake. And, you know, this is not, what is that news show that just, the Onion? We are not the Onion. No fake stuff. I mean, so, you know, check it out. The video is called Plastic Snow in Toronto, It Burns Black. And, yeah, it's real. It's the
It's a
truth.
big seller right now, too. Yeah, we're going to actually songify it. And it'll be available on iTunes
That's
soon.
right. We will be songifying the video, and then if you'd like your sample of fake snow, you can come down to that channel, and you can have that for just $49.99 a month for the rest of your life. Okay. All right.
Is that a limited time offer, or is that...
It's totally limited. In fact, it's already gone.
Huh.
You missed it.
Well, next time, guys. Next time.
Yeah. Better luck next time. So what's going on at that channel these days, Nahum?
What's going on? Growth and innovation, and lots of people standing around and talking about all kinds of big ideas that float through their head while they try and fall asleep at night. I'd say that's the majority.
Yeah, that's. I think that you're talking about yourself, aren't you?
Oh, right. Right. I sometimes forget that that channel isn't just me.
Well, we all do, right? Because we're. I don't know if everybody knows where the term idiots comes from, but your id is an aspect of your ego that it comes from when you're a child, and it is when you really think that you are affecting everything and everything is affected by you. And there's a couple ways to proceed with that. You can. It's a good thing and a bad thing, as all things are. So when you feel really infused into everything, then that's okay. But if that ever becomes a control thing, so if you think it's all about you and everyone is supposed to do what you say, then you're in trouble.
Okay.
But if it's all about you, it really is all about you, Nahum, and your life is all about you, and every decision that you make should come from an inspiration from deep within you. You should never do anything for anyone else that you don't want to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. You burn yourself out, and then you're no help to anybody.
That can happen. And now we can talk about me a little bit. I'm an Aries, a go-getter. I like to do a lot of stuff. I like to do it fast, and I will burn out. So today, for instance, Hugh Riley came in here. He's the founder of that channel, and he said to me, "Well, what have you done today, Lalo?" And I said, "Not a heck of a lot, Hugh." And he said, "Well, have you made any calls?" And I said, 2. Because we had the big show about truth, and lying never helps. We're all human beings, and so when we show our failings to our fellow human beings, it's a good thing. It's a really good thing.
Well, on a serious note, here at that channel, we do have the Cluster Bump event coming up, which I'm pretty stoked for. And I've actually been enjoying watching this event grow, because it depends on who you talk to about the event. The event is actually described a little bit differently, which is nice because everyone's bringing their own intention into it, which is really good.
Yeah.
From my perception of the event, I'm really looking forward to the idea of networking and bringing people into this space, and collaboration and idea sharing, and people starting to realize that all of the pieces behind our goals or dreams, whatever you want to call them, are really just out at our fingertips. I mean, the tool library, I've talked to people about this before, but the tool library is like 15 minutes away from here, people, and you're running out of space in the tool library. I've been there, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have people come in here and bring their innovation and their ideas.
And there's 2 ways to make your business or whatever your project is grow. And one is to try and get clients or try and get people, and the other one is to work with a similar business. The other one is to put together the resources of more than one place. But we are raised in a culture of individualism, not collectivism. I think that if you come down to that channel, you will find that we are doing that here. We are learning to work together, and it's hard. It's not easy, but we're doing what we can.
Mm-hmm. And you'll also find that while working together, your individuality still really shines through, which is what I've loved about this space. Is that I don't have to fit into some kind of rules and regulations, and you know.
Well, if any of my friends are watching from back home, they know that if this wasn't a really cool place that promoted diversity and allowed people to be their own unique selves, I couldn't be here, because I'm a freak, right? I'm crazy and good crazy, and I don't know that there's anyone else that would actually employ me, to be quite frank. But here I am, and here we are, and that Cluster Bump and Soul Explosion are going to be happening on February 15th. The week before that, Permaculture GTA, and I'm kind of sitting in the permaculture space, and that's cool because we share space. February 8th, and you know what? I don't know a lot about that. It's another networking event. And I want to tell you about another amazing event happening tonight. And it's called the Party for Truth.
Yes.
Which is like amazing. We had this awesome fellow on Liquid Lunch. His name is
Chris
Russick.
Yes.
That's right, Chris Russick, and he's going on a cross-Canada tour, and we're blowing the lid off a lot of stuff these days, you know?
Absolutely.
We don't hardly believe anything the government tells us anymore, and we're coming up with proactive ways to make it a whole other society that has values, you know, like integrity and truth and sincerity.
It's true. And empowerment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to like crawl and claw our way to the top anymore. We want to join hands and go together.
Yes. And we also don't want to be told the narratives that we're creating in our lives, if that makes sense as a correlation to the media, right? Like,
well, actually, Nahum, like about 80% of what you say, no, it didn't make any sense at all to me.
That's okay. Yeah. There'll be a translation in the post-produced version of this.
Oh, great.
Yes.
So we're going to remix this so we know what Nahum meant by that. But can you just repeat that for me?
What did I actually just say? Hugh?
We'll have to run a repeat and see what you said.
Yeah, that's right. So it's all in the editing, isn't that right, Hugh?
No, it's not.
It's not.
Not always all in the editing. But sometimes it has to be.
Yeah.
Like yesterday.
Right. So I got a question for you now that you're on the show. We have an incidental special guest, Hugh Riley from the Liquid Lunch Show. What is one of the most important things about broadcasting? Just tell me give me a hint, because I'm flailing around here, man, and you're the pro.
You just roll with it. It's like
just roll with
surfing. You know, you have to learn to go with the flow.
All right.
Unless you're, CNN. Then you have to stay to the script.
No,
Right.
CNN doesn't stay to the script.
They don't?
Fox News stays to the script.
Oh, they all do. I think CNN, Fox, everybody.
CNN waffles too much.
Yeah.
Fox News is the quintessential news business.
I think waffling must be built in.
You love to party. What's not to love?
That's true. I do. I love to party, and this is good advice. So for all of you young and up-and-coming broadcasters out there, remember, partying is an important part of your job. Mm-hmm. Okay? I mean, it's an important part of Hugh Riley's job here. He does have a policy here. So when I came here, I was orientated and I was given the protocol. And apparently we're supposed to be having as much fun as possible while changing the world, not necessarily in that order.
Right.
So the spell has been cast.
Another piece of advice.
Yes.
During these cold days, it's good to wear long underwear, but change them every few days.
There we go.
You can actually get around that by
That's a good
wearing
one.
underwear under your long underwear so that your crotch isn't rubbing up against your...
I do that anyway, but it's still not good enough.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, and of course, if you can't, you just do a little hippie bath and throw some scented oils on there, okay, at least.
Or baking soda.
Or baking soda. You can just put baking soda all over your whole entire body, and then you don't need to wear any clothes.
It's true.
And throw the old box down the drain.
That's right. And it'll make that smell sweet. So I have no idea what just happened there, and I don't think I'm supposed to. It's kind of like the snow, right? It's like, sure, we've all gone crazy. We think the snow burns and it smells like plastic. I do. Widgie, we've got some music, is that right?
We do. We can close this segment off with one more musical interlude. I'm going to play a little Bliss and Asso. The Sea is Rising. Yeah, I think it's a little self-explanatory. You listen to the lyrics, and it just pretty much tells the truth about the state of the world right now. So enjoy the beats.
Yeah. Why are they refusing to listen? Why are these troops on a mission? Why are they shooting these victims over their view of religion? Yet why do we all search for love like we got Cupid's addiction? Why would politicians, you can't tell the truth from the fiction? Why do we pollute where we're living? Why are these youth put at risk? And why is this ruling dominion kept us consumed in this prison? Nah, I won't jump through the hoops of the system. Nothing stands between you and the pursuit of your vision. I grab a loop with this rhythm, it puts the juice in my pistons to jump back, react, spit in the booth with precision. And when I'm cruising with ism, yeah, I'm dosing the spliff, and it's a B&E show. Getting loose was a given. I don't want them to look back when the future is written and know we killed ourselves with nuclear fission and stupid decisions. And I'd rather an asteroid do for collision and know the planet got by the human condition. Sing the tune with conviction. And all I know is the sun is shining, yet we fight all through the night while the birds are melting and the sea is rising. I don't know, so I ask my wife. And all I know is the sun is shining, yet we fight all through the night. Well, if you don't know, then I don't know. I guess all we can do is ask them why. Yeah, I'm an old school poet. Yeah, yo, I'm an old school poet. I cherish the ink, that cosmic cowboy that doesn't care what they think. Real magic isn't card tricks, big cribs and cars. It's making something out of nothing through this hardship. And even though that the earth is weak, we still bomb each other and idle what the churches speak. It's like this land is either run by labor or liberal, but don't get it twisted, they're the same as the criminals. So open your eyes, simply notice the issue, that we stuck to our guns without promoting a pistol. And we orchestrated the sound that we all love, split because of color but bound because of blood. So before we all blow and they sell the scene, know that the only thing that's bulletproof's my self-esteem. See, this is way beyond cash and ego tripping. It's an epic electric SO ecosystem. Grow with me. And all I know is the sun is shining, yet we fight all through the night while the bergs are melting and the sea is rising. I don't know, so I ask my wife. And all I know is the sun is shining, yet we fight all through the night. Well, if you don't know, then I don't know. I guess all we can do is ask them why. I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows solutions, the ice caps are melting quick. Trust no one because fire burns. The air is unfit to breathe. Our food is unfit to eat. It's an inferno in there. Solutions,
And all I know is the sun is shining. Yeah, we fight all through the night while the birds are melting and the sea is rising. I don't know, so I